Hang on just a second. Great news. I'm still out on tour, although I'm thinking of changing the name from Now You Know to Trying Hard But Still a Fat Pig. This coming Friday, I'm gonna be in Northampton, Massachusetts. This coming Saturday, I'm gonna be in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. December the 5th, I'm going to Turner Hall in Milwaukee. December 6th, my makeup date in Chicago, Illinois. December 19th, Woodstock, New York. December 20th, Tarrytown, New York. December 21st, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Feb 7, Laconia, New Hampshire. Feb 8, Newport, Rhode Island. March 21, 22, Side Splitters in Tampa. April 4, 5, Uncle Vinny's in Point Pleasant. Then I zip up to Canada for the summer. July 10th, Montreal. July 11th, Ottawa. July 12th, Toronto. Get your tickets at jimnorton.com/tour. Now, Sam Morril.
No, I've gotten so much sex in my life.
That's what every guy wants to hear.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, time for me to put the pleasure idea aside and just settle for the wallet. This is why I like you. It's like you're the only guest we've had so far that has followed up by going, all right, so it's tomorrow, right? Like everyone else I have to chase down.
I know. I don't like that.
It'll
Oh, yeah. So are we on air already?
Yeah, we'll start.
Yeah, let's start. Yeah, no, I hate that. I hate when people are like fucking, when you're just like, you're good for tomorrow, and they're like, oh, yeah, what is it again? You're like, you don't, it's a calendar. I'm pretty bad at a lot of stuff, but pods I'll remember.
You and Mark both, because Mark, you know, we did yours, and Mark also was like, hey, and right on time, and like,
We're
fucking
both
pros.
punctual as hell. That's the thing. I think I'm on time. Was I on time?
2 minutes early, perfect.
I fucking hate lack of punctuality. It's like huge peeve. But Mark and I, it's like why we get along, because it's usually like one's 10 minutes early and the other's 15.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's huge.
Have you had guests be late?
Yeah, but it's like a lot of time they're not from the city and they don't know that shit takes time.
Right.
Like if I'm in LA, I'm late sometimes. So I'm like, fuck, I forgot this is like an hour and 40.
In regards to like punctuality, we had a dinner like a week ago and I was like 30 minutes late and I made a great excuse. I said the dresser fell over me.
It was all.
It sounds like a lie.
It is.
Did it really?
Yeah, no, but it has once
That's
before.
why it sounded like but it sounds like a lie.
Would you believe it?
No.
I'll give you the exact text. Since you brought it up, we weren't going to bring this up, and we're not cutting this out. This was her panicked text, if I can find it. No, you were too busy with the...
It was just you two, or was...
We were meeting
friends.
for a few friends.
I panicked.
This is it.
And were you late because of her, or was it...
No, we were meeting there.
Because that's another peeve, like, oh, now I'm late because the other person takes forever.
Yes, I'll throw them under the bus as
Me
soon
too.
as I
I
get
was
in.
like, I'm leaving. You can meet me there. I hate being late.
Yes, yeah. I do that to her all the time. I'm like, meet me by the elevators. If she's taking too long in the house.
It's a
lot of
power
times
move.
She's on the toilet a lot.
That's not true.
All right, this was the text I got. It said, I've been waiting fucking 10 minutes for my Uber. The dresser fell over me again. This is crazy. I'm going to be late.
So she
You
lied
guys-
to you. It's not just the group. I thought she was lying to
No,
just
she was
the group.
texting me. Here's why. She knew that I would give her shit. And she wanted me to report it because she knows I'm not a good actor. Like I would do it wrong if I didn't believe it. I would go, the dresser tipped. You know, my hands would be in the wrong place. She knows I would fuck it up.
Yeah.
So she needed me to be sincere. But she told me as soon as we got back in the cab afterwards, she was like, that didn't happen. I was just running late and I was panicking.
So you bought it the whole dinner.
100%. Almost tore my fucking nail off. She threw in that detail. Yeah.
Damn.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, those types of things, you got to be a good actor to pull that off, though, when you're
Yes.
like, oh, my God, I will get work. Dude, I was at Tompkins today, the park today. I was playing basketball with my friend. This would have been a good excuse for being late, but a guy has a fucking axe. He's just like a crazy...
Oh my God.
You know when there's a guy in the corner and you're like, oh, this guy's like tweaking or whatever?
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm just ignoring him. We're playing basketball. But then he was making like bad noises, and we're like, all right, it's kind of weird. And then I look over, I'm like, dude, that guy has an axe. That's fucking weird.
It is weird.
And then, there's like, all the guys on the jungle gyms and stuff over there, and they're all like working out and stuff. So I say, should I call the cops? He's like crazy and has an axe. And like, yeah, call the cops. So I call the cops. I don't know if I've ever made a 911 call in my life.
Right.
Wow.
But
Were
I
you
don't
scared?
No, I was just like, there's kids here. It's
Right.
bad. He's got an axe. And I was like, I was more annoyed. I was calling because I was like in a good rhythm, and I was like, I got to stop playing basketball, deal with this guy. So I called it, and the woman was such a fucking asshole. Joe List has a great joke about, his bit about calling 911 in every true crime. They're just like, oh my God, my wife's been murdered. And on the other end, they're always like, calm down, sir. Sir, shut the fuck up. That's how it felt. She was awful. She was just like, okay, so like what's happening? I'm like, there's a guy just like running around with an axe. He's on drugs. And she was like, okay, is he okay? I'm like, yeah, he's fine. Is he okay?
Yeah, I'm not concerned. It's not a concerned call for him.
About us. He's got an axe. And I was like, what kind of question is that? And she goes, I have to ask questions. So now I'm arguing with her. And I was like, are the cops coming? She goes, that's not my part of the job. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's not your part of the job. So the cops show up right as the guy walks out. And I was like, that's the guy over there. And they're like, well, we got to look around. They don't do shit.
No, of course not.
So the guy comes back, like, they're like, oh, send us a picture if he comes back. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then they left. I was like, wait, they didn't give me like a number or anything. So I just took a picture and I was like, oh shit, I don't know what to do.
Just
with it.
mail it. Go to the mailbox. Fucking print it out.
And then he comes back. And I was like, oh. And some of the neighborhood guys heard about it. So they're there and they're like, you got a fucking axe, dude? And he's like, no, it was already out. And they just start pounding on him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of them punches him in the face. The other one kicks him. And I was like, all right, well.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so you just got a woodsman beat up. A guy who was like looking for firewood or had a legitimate axe, trying to find the rightful owner.
Well, at Tompkins Park, they have it's like a little shed.
Isn't that the terrible park where they're all smoking crack?
Yeah, in like the 80s, it was considered bad. Now it's a nice enough park.
I think I walked there once.
It's a nice park.
Where is it?
Now.
Oh,
it's right there. It's like right outside.
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Yeah, but there's a shed, and the guy, I guess it was just open. So I was like telling the cop, I'm like, there's just like a shed here with like weapons.
And the guy just went in and took an axe.
Yeah.
Treated himself to an axe.
Imagine if he was transphobic.
Oh, I mean.
And I walked there.
I don't think he was thinking about that stuff.
Yeah.
He was fucking.
Well, at least I know he wouldn't be hitting me.
Would axe me.
What's that?
Would axe
Hey,
me.
break his axe on your dick. What a lovely couple. By the way, we were going to get you a gift, but Nikki forgot.
You got me a gift?
So-
The dresser fell over?
Well, Sam, when Mark Norman was on our podcast, we got him a whiskey. I didn't know you
I don't
guys
need
had
more
a whiskey brand.
I have too much shit.
But I was like, we have to get Sam a gift. So I was thinking a bouquet of roses.
Oh,
but,
perfect.
But Jim said no. Like, he doesn't
dude, what
want
the fuck?
them.
I love roses. She's horrible.
And I was...
That would have been a lovely gift.
I feel actually really bad. I didn't
Damn
give
it.
because I gave one to Mark, and
You gave a whole bouquet?
no, a whiskey,
Oh, what kind of whiskey was it?
like a $70 whiskey.
Damn.
She didn't know you guys had your own whiskey.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I drink other whiskeys, but yeah, I mean, I that's what everyone gets me as a gift, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, if I had it in my rider, I'd have like whiskey and wine, just in case other people want to drink too.
Well, next
And
time I see you, what can I get you?
nothing.
Okay.
Your presence is your present.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So is yours.
Thank you.
But I told her roses. I'm like, you're not going to get a guy a rose. He's not. First of all, he's not going to want to walk home with a bouquet
Well, you
of
would bring
roses.
them home to your girlfriend, wife.
Yeah, she's not even in town. I think I would have just had him
Okay.
in my apartment. It would have been
Yeah,
nice.
he
Would have
would
been
like
nice to look
that,
at. I would have
Jim.
thought, people care.
You would have appreciated that.
I would have liked it. Yeah.
See?
Yeah, can you imagine though? He goes to his girlfriend. He goes, "Here's some secondhand roses."
She wouldn't know. I'll just throw away the card.
Oh, just take credit for it.
Yeah, look what I got you.
Hey, honey, for you.
On the way back from
Yes.
Jim Norton's podcast? Yeah.
A little something for you.
Right.
I wouldn't mind that.
But Bodega Cat is your whiskey. We should mention that too. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm fascinated with you guys. Him and Mark are like real entrepreneurs, and I don't have anything that we can market and sell. But a whiskey for you guys is fucking perfect. Like it just seems like it
You
doesn't.
can
seem,
mold my cock and make a dildo.
All right, but no,
That's
who's
some-
gonna buy that? Who's gonna buy
I
that?
don't know that.
Harder to go on like, Kelly Ripa. And
I know. Kelly,
When I
where is it?
watch
Oh,
IG Reels, there's like lots of strap community. There's strap people coming in the
Really?
game now.
but,
Yeah.
but you guys don't need a strap because you still
Oh,
have.
yeah, I've never used a strap really. I hate dildos. I don't like dildos.
Really? Why? Because you have a dick.
Yeah, and also it's like, why would I want plastic up my ass? I'm sorry, I just don't.
it's a great bumper sticker. So Bodega, I want to promote this whiskey, right? Like, how did you come up with it? Because I
Bodega.
really am. Who else did I talk to? Somebody recently. Oh, TJ Miller, who I love.
He's got his own strain of meth, right?
Yeah, no, he actually sells the bathtubs, which is a really bad business model. But he has this. He has his own like peanut butter and his own hot sauce. And he was walking through. He's just one of those guys that stumbles into things in life.
Does he
So-
put it on his balls and call his dog?
I mean, I don't know. I hope so. That's what I would do with it.
Yeah. So he makes peanut butter? What the hell?
Just the dog ball licking.
I
He
just
does
got
sell
that.
peanut butter. Do you? How did you guys come up with the whiskey idea, and who named it?
We named it together. It was just like us. It was something cat. It was like fat cat, and then it was just like what makes you happy.
Right.
Like, you're always happy to see a Bodega Cat. So it was like that was it was that simple. And then we were just talking about it on a podcast, and we were like, that's cool when people have their own alcohol. Everyone has it now. And then we're like, we couldn't do that. But then everyone emails us like, we have a distillery, we'll do it. And
Really?
Yeah. So we're just like, we went with the guy who seemed the most legit. He's since left, but. Now it's Mark's cousin who just keeps asking for a lot of money. I feel like we might be getting Dane Cook.
Fleeced?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Can I get your whiskey in stores?
You can get it in some. I don't know if it's in liquor. It's in liquor stores in a lot of parts of the country.
Okay.
We're in at the Cellar now. We're in a Peter Luger strip house. A lot of
Peter
good.
Luger is nice.
Yeah, Peter Luger's cool.
Very nice.
Very
Yeah.
prestigious.
Yeah, pretty cool. So we're making our way in a bunch. We're in the Stand. A lot of the comedy clubs.
I'm going
have
to try
us.
your whiskey.
I'll bring it next time.
Thank you.
I think did you try it on our pod? No, you had champagne.
No, it was like some sort of a wine.
Yeah.
It was
Prosecco.
nice.
Yeah.
I like to drink.
Yeah, she put champagne in an IV drip and fucking just got loaded.
Well, I would prefer morphine.
Wait, what was I going to ask about the goddamn thing? Oh, have you
Cat
guys made
Bodega.
money yet, or is it one of those things where it's a long haul?
It's a long haul.
Yeah, it is.
We're hopefully at some point, but
Yeah, you're in the red for a while.
It's been a few years. Yeah, and we bought out pretty much everybody, so it's just us now. So,
It is.
Yeah. So yeah, well, if we make money, cool. If not, it's like, I think at some point you got to go all in.
You have to.
But-
Because you're not going to go broke. You guys are both successful. You're doing big gigs. Like, it's not going to break you. It's one of those things where you want it to work, but you'll survive if it doesn't.
Oh, how sad would that be? I got to book a Orlando improv weekend to pay off Bodega Cat. I'm like, guys.
Yeah, I got some
And
guy at a distillery hunting me with a rifle. I'll do 2 shows on a Thursday. Yeah.
Whiskey is your preference.
Yeah, I like whiskey, and I like
whiskey.
Scotch, whiskey, whatever. But I'll drink pretty much anything.
Me
I
too.
love a Negroni. I love anything that's
What's Negroni?
It's gin, sweet vermouth, and Campari. I like any cocktail with Campari. It's just good.
Were you ever on the Nespresso? No, the
Espresso martini.
Yeah, were you ever on that trend?
Sometimes after a big meal, it's kind of nice.
It is.
Yeah, but I don't like the caffeine. I like the feeling of caffeine
Right.
Yeah.
hitting me, so I don't like to mix it with alcohol.
I like
usually.
anything that makes me feel different. Even if it makes me feel bad, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Like
Yeah.
what?
Like
Marriage.
anything. Just to feel something, I guess. I don't know.
Damn.
Do you, you're in a relationship, are you
Yeah.
happy?
Yeah, I am happy.
Yeah, I mean, that's a stupid question. What are you going to say into a camera?
Yeah.
But it is nice, right, when it works?
Yeah, there's problems. I mean, it's distance is always, I feel like for whatever reason, my life is just like recreating the movie Annie Hall. Like they're just always in LA.
That's right.
You
Well, it's
know?
not The Woodsman.
Yeah. not another Woody Allen movie, at least. The documentary. That would be a bad one. But yeah, it's good. I mean, like when we're together, it's good. She's really cool. You
That's
know?
nice.
We did long distance for a long time. It's very,
remember, yeah.
very difficult, man. It's frustrating.
How many times can you jerk off on FaceTime? You're like, this
More
is,
than you would guess.
With this
but it gets
person,
old.
oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, you
lot.
just fight. A lot of fights start just because there's a bad connection.
Yes.
A lot of fights where they're just like, oh, and you're like, oh my, figure it out, and then you're like, well, that's a fight.
Yeah, it is. Are you good at conflict resolution? Because like the more we're married, there's times we argue, and right after I feel bad. Like,
Yeah.
Resolving stuff like that it's so important to do. It's hard.
Yeah.
Are you good at it or no?
I would say yes, but probably not.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I'm good at like, hey, we should talk about. It's weird. I almost in like the female role. Usually, I'm like, we should talk about
I
this.
hear ya.
And I feel like every woman I've ever dated is just like, no, we don't.
You're kind of laid back. in a
I'm pretty good
relationship.
at least being like, hey, there's something weird.
Yeah.
And then I feel like every woman I date is usually like, nothing's wrong. And then like a month in, they're like, oh yeah, something was wrong. And I'm just like, well, can you work on that? Can you work on just knowing so we don't drag this out for another 4
And
weeks?
telling
next
you.
time? Yeah.
Oh yeah, because then the fight becomes. Sometimes you get addicted to fighting too, which is also bad.
The longer I've been with Jim,
Yeah.
like in a marriage situation at least, the more of a I become because I double down, double down, double down, and it's not going to stop. Because
I'm glad you
That is-
recognize that.
That
was-
is the female stereotype, though, that it becomes worse.
Yeah. And the fact that you
But
became more of
no.
one, I thought you were at the zenith when I met you. I didn't know it was possible.
I've listened to Jim my whole life, and now it's kind of like I'm taking back my integrity. Well, I still had integrity, but
Yes.
now it's more of my own.
You're talking about your agency, not integrity.
Yeah.
Meaning, like you want to just do what you want to do. Like, yeah, and sometimes
Yes.
I worry too much about how she's going to be perceived. Like, I worry about her, and I'm like
But I
overprotective.
appreciate that. He is very overprotective. He
can
never
see
wants
that,
me to
yeah.
go to a club. Like, we got invited to this place where there's trans girls.
Yeah, I don't care if she goes to a club with her friends, but it was this thing where it's like trans girls get in free, and that's usually one of those escort
And every
places.
gay friend that I have who's like super gay, he thinks he wants to fuck me, the gay person, which is like so
Not all of
gonna
them.
happen.
Not-
Jim,
no.
it's not true.
Some of them.
But what does that mean? I don't understand.
Like if I have a gay friend, Jim thinks I'm gonna fuck them, or
No, I
vice
don't.
versa.
I think if
Yes, you
I
do.
read out as a guy, you know. Like, I'm a guy, so I read
But
this
they're
shit.
so obviously gay.
Yeah, but
I go hand in hand with
I've been
gay
fooled
people.
before, you know?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and gay guys are not always as gay as you think.
Okay,
I mean,
well,
I'm not saying all of them,
Yeah.
but sometimes.
really?
Well, so no, I was kidding.
Oh.
But I've never been fooled by it. But that's is monogamy hard for you guys? Because that's kind of no.
I would never have an open relationship.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying is the temptation of other.
No, I've gotten so much sex in my life.
It's what every guy wants to hear.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like,
I've taken so many cocks. It was time to throw it up
was
in the
time
rafters.
time for me to put the pleasure idea aside and just settle for the wallet. But no, I don't care. My history is so atrocious. I never care how many
But
women.
I love our
women
sex.
fuck.
We have great
Yeah.
sex. I
Yeah, I
mean,
like
for
it
the
too.
age difference, which is 30 years, I do think we
That
have
is
good
crazy.
sex.
Yeah.
Like Sinatra and Mia Farrow, man. You
Kind of. That worked out well. she handled it well in later years.
But doesn't it seem like we're a good match, right?
It does seem good. You
I
guys
think
seem to have a
so.
good rapport, good chemistry.
Yeah, most
Thank
times
you.
we do.
When I did your podcast, and we might be drunk, a lot of people were like, she stinks. And then one guy made a video on YouTube and he said that I'm a narcissist.
Oh,
if you look
wow.
up Nikki Narcissist, it's from your show. And he goes, she is a total narcissist. And he puts on this professional journalistic voice, this YouTube man.
Oh, we have a highbrow audience. I
Yes,
didn't know.
you certainly do.
And they were saying,
And I hired him to make that.
and they're all saying like, oh my God, she talks too much. But I'm like, I was the guest.
Yeah. No, I thought you were great on that episode. I thought that was a hilarious episode.
People give her a hard
Thanks so
time. It's like
much.
she's not a comic. She's just my wife, and we're having fun again. Like the people really do look at it like, how come she's not fucking Barbara Walters? It's like she's my wife. It's not what she does.
But Jim has introduced me to this world, and I get very nervous. So
Yeah.
I think sometimes I like overstimulate. And
What makes you nervous about it?
everything?
Well, today is election day, and guess who we're voting for?
Steven Singer.
Jewelers. He's got our vote. Steven Singer Jewelers has the #1 gift.
Steven Singer, what does he sing or something?
Yeah, what's he singing? Everyone knows it's diamond-studded earrings. Steven Singer has the most beautiful, best value, real natural diamond studs anywhere. Now, you can choose a great pair of Anita diamond stud earrings starting at just $298. That's less than $300, you cheapskate. He makes it so easy to buy real diamond jewelry for someone you love. There's no phony sales, no nonsense, no haggling. It's easy and it's fun. We want to go down to Philly and get that.
I do.
I think it's called the wish list
The
or whatever.
only reason why I want to ever go to Philadelphia is to get a Steven Singer diamond.
All right, you can trade up your diamond studs anytime, receive exactly what you paid towards a larger pair. Steven also has the best guarantee in the business, a full 100-day, 100% no hassle money-back guarantee, fast and free shipping. Go to
IHateStevenSinger.com and click on his Anita diamond stud earrings, or visit Steven's showroom at the other corner of 8th and Walnut in Philly.
I'm looking at the diamond studs above us.
Oh,
Diamonds.
I see. I thought you were calling them diamonds.
No. Buy real diamonds from a real jeweler you can trust. Steven Singer Jewelers. That's IHateStevenSinger.com. Support the show. Please check out Steven Singer's amazing deals and go to IHateStevenSinger.com. We voted today. It's election day. Who did we vote for? Steven Singer.
Steven Singer. I was going to say Trump.
You didn't.
I
I know,
I
but
can't vote.
You're not allowed to vote.
I would vote for Steven Singer.
Also,
The
I mean,
cameras
you're new to New York,
and
kind of,
talking,
right?
yeah, and yes, I've been in New York for 2 years, and then comedy. Like I'm not a comedian. I try to be funny, but it's not like I want to try hard to be funny because I'm not a comedian.
Yeah, and she's around funny comment. Like, you know,
I would
guys
never want to be a comedian.
have interaction for years and chemistry for, like, you know what I mean? There's a weird language you speak. You know, it's like any job. Like, you two mechanics can talk in a way that I can't talk about fucking cars. Or when, when I'm on UFC Unfiltered, like when Matt Serra is talking to a fighter, even if they don't know each other, that they speak a language that I can never speak.
Oh, dude, I used to do a podcast with Julian Edelman.
He's a ball player, right?
Yeah, he played for the Patriots.
Yeah.
Great wide
football
receiver.
player. Okay, I'm staying
Yeah, he's a great guy, but man, some of the guests would they'd call me their own names. They wouldn't even address me. Kurt Warner, I remember, hated me with a passion.
Why?
Because I just kept making jack-off jokes. Because I could tell he was like a good Christian man. I was like, what can I do to make this interview funny? And I just kept making jokes about jacking off. And he was and there's just a point where he's just like shaking his. He's like, I hate this guy. But I was like, well, I don't know what else to do here. I'm not going to contribute to the football conversation. Yeah,
it's hard to whenever I talk about MMA with these guys, especially when it's Matt, I'm talking from the perspective of a fan who loves it. Like, I know I'm not an announcer. I'm not John Anik or Rogan, or I can't speak about it the way these guys can.
Yeah.
So I think if you approach it from that, people sense that you just enjoy what they do and you're not. I've had a few guys, though, get shitty with me. I actually made a valid point. One guy's like, I could tell you never fought before. And I'm like,
it took you this long in the episode to figure out I'm at a street fighter?
Yeah, exactly. I have my boxing gloves on the wrong hands. It's stupid.
Well, what happened?
I was talking about something about refereeing, like the judging. They're talking about making open scorecards, which would mean after the first, second round, you know how each judge is voting. So going into the third, you know where you both stand. Like sports always know what the score is, except fighting. You never know what the score is until the fight's over. So you might be down on the scorecards and not know it. So I said, would that change the way you approach a final round at all?
It's a reasonable question to me, but I'm not a fighter either.
And other fighters have said that they were for it for that reason. And he's like, I can tell you're not, but I
would
was
have just said, I can tell, Mr. Blubber.
That's not helpful, though. It's not helpful. Mr. Blubber.
It's a fat joke.
Mr. Blubber.
I got it. I don't mind you making one, but don't explain it to me like I was like, please. That went over my head. She explains it to me.
That was a thinker.
I know, like I'm an audience member. Like, what? What does that mean? So I was more like, by the way, I do love that we make fun of each other like this. Like, she's really not fragile. Like the jokes I make to her, like the transition jokes, just in our house when no one else is around, I could never make to most girls.
I should get a transgender excellence award. And I'm waiting for it.
I think you are a narcissist.
Yeah, JD Power and Associates said she's the finest transsexual.
Is that an award?
In Gramercy.
That is a hilarious thing to say. I deserve an award.
Yeah, but I hear stuff like this around the house all the time with zero irony attached to it. You're like, people should recognize that I'm here.
My motto is, it's not that deep. None of this is not that deep.
Is there anything, like, we'll argue, she'll say something shitty, and I'll go, like, I'll get mad, and she'll go, it's not that deep. And I just, it fucking
Do you like how I follow up the narcissist conversation with saying my motto?
Yes. You say that, and then you minimize his feelings.
Yeah, she doesn't have a motto, by the way. That's not a motto.
Mantra.
It's not that deep.
Do you have anything? Do you have anything that your girlfriend does that, like, in an argument, it's one of those things that she'll just do it and it drives you crazy? Like, that for me is that.
Yeah, either shutting down completely or every time we would get into a fight, she knows I love. She has a 17-year-old one-eyed pug who I love.
Yeah.
And every time we fight, she'll start packing the pug first. Because she knows I like that dog a lot. Oh. So she'll be like, oh, come with me, honey. You never have to see this guy again. I'm like, you fucking asshole.
Oh, wow.
Hold on. You don't want to say who she is, so will the dog give her away? Are you sure?
Yeah,
okay, I don't want to blow it.
We're not like, it's fine.
Yeah, okay. Because I think I've seen the dog and I think it's awesome. And
is that the one I pet?
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah, I love that dog.
Oh, that's right. The dog was there that
on the
day.
pod, yeah.
You love that dog.
I love the dog, yeah, and she'll shut down. I've dated narcissists before who are like 100%. Like there's one, I talked about my last special, I had a bit about this girl who like made basically like any time I would advance my career at all, like she would just make it about her in some way.
Yep.
And, you know, we all know people like this, but she wrote me like an essay of text, like, I'm coming to your show when I did the MSG theater last year. And I was like, I have the same numbers since I was 18. I was just like ignoring it, but it kept going. And finally, you know, I'm just like, I don't really know what to do here. This is kind of mental. But she'll just write to me like she'll be answering herself and be like, "Yo, this is insane," and I'm like, "I haven't talked to you in like 12 years, 13 years," but that's the type of like that's narcissism. To
Yeah,
me. Like,
it is.
Maybe it's something else too. But I did a thing at Comic-Con recently, and I ran into her brother. And it was satisfying where he's like, I saw the bid in your special. And I was like, expecting, like, is he going to hit me? And he was like, it was fucking good.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, thank God. He was like, she's a lot. And I was like, all right, thank God.
Some narcissism isn't people who just think about themselves. It's a total lack of ability to see how other people are affected consistently and to not care. Like,
I have questioned myself many times if I am a narcissist because my grandiosity.
No,
but when
you're
it
not.
comes down to it, I have a lot of empathy.
Yeah.
I'm very caring.
You have a lot of empathy. A narcissist don't have empathy like you do, and they're also it's a different energy. I've known narcissists, and there's times where you're a pompous ass or self-centered, like we all are. But a true narcissist is a different it's
a different breed.
It's a much different breed.
But they'll fuck with you. They'll make you think that everything is like that you're insane. I hate the term gaslighting. I feel like it's a really annoying term. But it is a thing where they'll be like you're like what's wrong? They'll fuck with you and then act like you're crazy. I hate that.
And to like young people who are watching, it's like my brain didn't understand what even a narcissist is until I was like in my 20s. Because it's like some woman said a narcissist, she's like a doctor, are just like robots and they're unchangeable. You can't treat them. Completely unfixable. And I believe it. I met so many narcissists. They are like robots.
Interesting.
Yeah, and they are unreachable. Like it's almost like I want to feel bad for them if they weren't so hateable. Like because there really is torture because they always wind up being tortured in the end. Like they're just running around as a drain by themselves.
Right.
Everyone's fault victim. And it's like I hate them for being too stupid to see it, but I feel for them too because that's a shitty, lonely way to be.
Yeah, I'm thinking like most of my conflicts in relationships, I don't yell in fights. It's got to take so much for me to get up here.
You have a very relaxing demeanor. Like when I have been around you, you're very calm and relaxing, comfortable, peaceful, Buddha.
Buddha. I don't know. I mean, I just fighting is pointless to me. It's like just it's like. What's that book where it tells you all the different relationship types? You know what I'm talking about? Like
men are from Mars, women are from Venus. I've breezed through
my favorite.
The Secret.
Where would I be?
I forgot. It's like the
Ted Bundy book.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I don't know the different types of. I don't know.
It's like insecure attachment. It's all the attachment types, but it's like it does make some sense. But also at a certain point, just be with someone who doesn't make you fucking crazy.
Yeah, be with someone who you get along with and they support you. Like, and when you don't want someone when you're down who's going to make you want to get on a ledge and jump. You want someone who's able to kind of pull you back in a little bit and like balance you out.
I dated a girl once who was like agoraphobic whenever it was something I wanted to do. When I was like, oh, my friend's having a thing, she'd be like, I can't be around people. But then, like, I'd hang out with her friends. It's like, this is fuck. I don't think you're agoraphobic. I think you just don't
you're
like doing things for other people.
Yeah.
You know?
Selective agoraphobia.
Yeah. You have UTI on Knicks game night only? It's the only time this is happening? I think I haven't been in that many serious relationships, but...
How many girlfriends do you think you've had?
Like 5, probably. Or something, long ones. The rest were like short.
You keep a girlfriend.
It's not many.
Do I keep them?
No, I'm saying you don't run through people. You kind of stick around for a while. And
when I'm single, I'd run through people because you're just like bored. You're just kind of like. But then you're like, why? You reach that breaking point where you're like, why the fuck do I do this? You just have like you have like a one night stand, and you'll have one that inevitably goes horribly, and you're just like, oh. That feeling where you come and you're just like, what the fuck was I thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever just like been awake and like tugged it, but like just fall out and you're not feeling it, but still?
What do you mean tugged it?
like jerk off.
But on a date?
No, but like just at home, but then you just completely fade out.
You bail on the date?
No, like you're just in your bed
you're asking if I jerk off?
And then if you're just jerking off and then you just fall out of it and you get kind of depressed, but you keep jerking off.
Are you asking if my dick is not into it anymore?
Well, it's happened to me sometimes.
Really?
Yes, if I'm jerking, and then all of a sudden you fall out of it, so you have to keep.
I notice is every time like I'll call out and she hears my voice, she just falls backward into a depression. No, I know what you mean though. Like,
nothing is worse when you're like mid boner and then you're just like, I'm not really feeling this wank, but then you keep wanking.
Yeah, I know what you mean. When it's,
Yeah?
it's kind of like a depressing jack.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get a jack where you're like, oh, I'm fucking ready to go. It's like, I call that one like the third of the day on the road.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, let me just kill some time.
Yes.
It's you're not into it. You're not feeling it. I think the problem is too, like, I would just watch a lot of porn single. So I would just, if I'm watching porn, then I'm just like, okay, well, this is the type of woman I think I want. But then you go on a date with like this woman, you're like, physically, this is attractive to me.
Right.
And then you go out with her and then you have nothing. Because you're leading, a lot of the apps, you're leading with superficiality. You're just leading with looks. So you're just like, well, that's all that matters. But then you hang out with someone, you got to have the conversation going a little while first.
Yes.
You know?
Boy, I did not do well on the apps at all.
Is that how you guys
do you
met each
mean?
other, though?
We met. It was Facebook, but that's not really an app. But I mean, it was like online. But I mean, like, what was just random. My favorite dating app was Venmo. That's cute.
I've gotten money from all the 7 Seas. Qatar, Thailand, Switzerland, everywhere.
It's a beautiful story.
Because once you...
See, she always does this, a tearjerker.
No, but some people have to realize that when you're doing this kind of thing, you're opening an international door, just like you guys are doing with comedy. If you want to be in a field of work where you're going to get stuck, because I did say on your podcast that people are sheeps and stuff, I didn't mean it that literally, but if you are having a boss and you work for a firm, do you really think you've opened the international door? Money grows on trees. It's everywhere. It's around me right now.
I mean, it's spoken like a delusional.
That was insane.
No, but it's true. It's absolutely true. And also, look here. Do you see this?
Good for you.
Voted.
You did it.
Well, I can't really vote, but I was going to actually wear this long coat for you.
But you don't have
Thank
to.
you.
He doesn't care if you voted or not, Sam. About Nikki.
That's literally what my mom does.
Yeah.
She sends me a picture of her I voted sticker.
If you saw me right now,
Yeah.
who do you think I would vote?
Right now?
Hitler.
Because one thing that I've noticed in America is that a lot of Americans don't dress up when they vote.
Oh, is that something we have to do now
Oh
too?
yeah, I self-respect.
I forgot my top hat when I went into the
my tails and my fucking
No, but I
my cane.
watched people. I actually watched the news today, and I'm seeing people in lines, and I'm like, jeans and sweats. I mean, in Norway, you wear the traditional costume when you go and vote.
No, we just show. I showed up after I was on the way home
That's
from the
not vain
gym.
for me to say.
I don't know. In America, it's like a big deal even getting people to vote.
The fact that I went today, instead of coming in the house, I said, let me just go vote right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm out of the car and I'm like, I'm sweaty from the gym. I'm like, just do it. There was no line.
Yeah.
I'm so happy I got it done.
I
I
can't
did
vote,
a week
by the
ago.
way.
I just want to get it over
You
with.
did early voting, right? Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, thanks. It seems like every election now is just like there's this impending sense of doom, and then it's just like, life goes on.
Yeah, it
you
goes
know?
on.
It's like if I voice political opinions, I don't know why people care so much. Like, I can't vote. So no matter what I said, it's not literally going to contract to anything. So why do you care what I say?
I think people that's like a trigger for people on, you talk anything politics,
Yes.
it's a trigger in the comments.
Do you think if I wear like a MAGA hat to Whole Foods, I could get like beaten up?
I don't think so.
I hope not.
No, I mean, who wants to? But that's just a strange combination of things to think.
Well, I'm not
Yeah,
saying.
it's a
wear a
lot
MAGA hat
it's a
to-
lot to unload.
Yes.
You're just
Hey,
like, huh.
if I wore a Kamala jersey to King Cullen, do you think I would? Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think the people who just identify a little too much with their candidate, who are a little too obsessed, it's a little off-putting. But then also when comics go all in on this shit, sometimes I'm just like, or anyone for that matter,
Yeah.
they
Like,
go
it gets
all in.
boring.
It's just like, remember that you got to do jokes too.
Yeah, if you're not funny, you're just some dickhead standing up there. Stop trying to educate
I don't
people.
like comedians who pontificate, except for George Carlin was fine. But I don't like pontification.
Yeah, I just think when you're saying like I endorse, you're like you're a fucking comic.
Oh, it's
you're not. This isn't like a senatorial nod.
Hey, I officially
I endorse.
Yeah, who
You're on
cares?
your couch.
Yeah, you have 10 minutes
tweeted.
on diarrhea. What are you talking?
It's just it's just annoying. It's just
Self-important.
be funny. Yeah, just
Yes.
Yeah, express your opinions, but do some jokes while you're at it. Nobody wants to see some fucking bore up there sounding smart. Shut up.
yeah. I think my mom. I just see how my mom is, and she's just in a constant state of panic, and I'm just like, I think we've convinced ourselves that every election is it. It's over. I mean, since I was I mean, shit. Remember in 2008, people were like, Obama. People were mad about Obama. Obama won. The country's not going to recover from this. Well, you know, we got other problems.
Where does she live, your mom?
Where does she live? In Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, you're a New Yorker?
Yeah.
You were raised here?
I was raised in New York City.
Okay. Is your
Wow,
dad
you're
living?
in New York 100%.
Yeah.
Wow.
My dad's there too. Yeah.
Oh, they live together?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. It's weird. You always assume parents are divorced and people are...
Well, he's technically my stepdad, but yeah, they've been together since I was like 5 or 6
So he raised
before.
you?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you love him. He's your dad.
Great guy, yeah.
They're married.
Yeah, they've been married for a while.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have brothers or sisters?
Stepbrother and stepsister, both in Brooklyn.
Okay, it's weird. I realize, like, I've known you for years. You're hilarious. You're one of the most prolific comics. You're always
man,
up,
you too.
always. You opened up with something. I'm not gonna say what it was. Barbaric. I mean, really funny.
Thanks,
Like
man.
a fucking. It was just about having sex with someone that you shouldn't. It was a picture. Where you went with it was so fucking.
I don't even know the bit. I wish I knew the bit. I fucking don't
It was.
even know.
It was something to do with like a baby picture. Or something like that, or
Oh, yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
remember what it
yeah.
was. I just remember it was
Oh, yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, oh, what an opener!
Amazon cut that joke from the specials. I was like, I got it back.
Did they really?
Yeah. They didn't. They weren't like forcing it out, but I was like, they were kind of like, would you mind cutting this? And I was like, when I hear that, I'm kind of like, good. I get a bit back.
Yeah, you know it's funny when I did. There's a couple of lines I did years ago. HBO had asked me to cut, and I didn't. And in hindsight, the notes were good, and I wish I had.
Yeah.
When I look back on, it, I'm like, yeah, I kind of wish I didn't say that. Like,
Well, sometimes you're like, fuck you, I'm an artist or whatever. But then the moment you're like, yeah, it wasn't a great bit.
Yeah, I
you
was
try,
just
you try to be like, you know.
I was being a dick.
Yeah.
That's a fucking great joke. I was asking about your family because I'm saying I know you, and I just kind of.
Oh yeah, because we just hang out and we just kind of shoot the shit or talk about what's going on in the world. We don't. It's rare the comics are like, this is my childhood, you know.
Yeah. as
So your
opposed to-
parents been married since...
Since I was young.
But how do you have stepsister and brother?
Well, it's from my dad's previous marriage.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I know, the reason you didn't know the question is because I didn't ask one. I was literally about to ask a question, and then I get off on a fucking just a tangent of nothing. I was just saying that I enjoyed this one joke. We went down that road, and you're like, "What's the question?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I didn't have one."
Yeah, that anytime I feel like you always have to like open with something shocking now, or because if I just open clean, they're just like bored. I feel like you're just at the cellar. Everyone's fucking bringing heat.
Yeah,
Some young new comic is crushing. You're like, shit, I gotta like. It's like their best 15 sometimes, and then you go. You're always doing new stuff. Quinn's always doing new stuff, so I'm like, you know. I'm like almost grateful when I'm following you guys. So I'm like, all right, I can like do new stuff. You know?
you feel like you have to. Like
Yeah.
if you know what I mean. Otherwise, what am I doing up there? It's not a lot of money. It's just, I love the
know.
club, but I'm there to work, like
Yeah.
and to get stuff done. How was? I know you went to Europe, and I went over there to
I
meet her.
heard you went to Norway.
I stayed at your hotel that you told me about,
Wow.
the Grand Hotel. That was sick.
Absolute best hotel in all of Norway.
Is it?
Kings stay there, dignitaries, Hamas stay there.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
That's an honor to stay where Hamas stayed.
Did they really put them up there?
Yes, they flew them
It's
private.
funny they put them up. Like Hamas is like, I'm not staying here.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
in my
bullshit.
rider. Exactly. I need 5 severed clitorises and a nice suite.
Did you have lunch?
Hamas in a Holiday Inn, like, this is bullshit, dude.
Yeah, this is no
This
good.
is not cool.
Yeah, the room service is not good.
Did you have lunch in the beautiful restaurant?
did.
Wasn't that nice?
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah.
Did you
Oslo
like
was,
it?
I was so, I wish I had more time in all
It's a
those
little boring though
Scandinavian-
in Oslo, but it's nice.
Yeah, it was, I ate whale. I've never done that.
Rubbery, did you like it?
No.
I don't love
Sounds
it either.
awful.
It's awful.
My grandfather
I was like, I have to try it.
Yeah.
But it was bad.
Is
You
it
like-
blubbery?
Yeah, it was gross.
My
It was awful.
grandfather was a whale hunter,
Really?
and he had a statue of whale ears.
How do you hunt whale?
You go on like a ship, but now it's illegal.
But then how are they still serving it? Well, they're still giving.
That's a great question. I'm
I don't
assuming
know.
it's imported
Just
because I
suicides?
think whale hunting.
Just
Any
waiting for
whale
them
that
to
dies
do-
of cancer. This whale died of ovarian cancer, washed up.
I
So
would
we're now going to
like
enjoy
to
it.
figure that out.
No, Norway was cool. Yeah, Sweden was awesome. I wish I had more time. And Amsterdam was sick. We didn't get into the Anne Frank house, which like as a Jew was a bummer.
Oh no.
They were like, I was like, come on. They
What
weren't
happened?
letting-
Did you try to talk him down?
I made the wrong reservation. So I made a reservation for a walking tour, and it was like torrential downpour that day. And they were like, "Oh no, this is 3 miles away." And I was like, "Can we just get in?" And they were like, "No, it's a hot ticket.
Sure.
It's a hot ticket, but you know."
What is a walking tour? Hold on. Is a walking tour like where you walk to the Anne Frank house or you go
I
somewhere
guess
else?
I didn't know there was Anne Frank walking. I mean, it's like she was cooped up in the fucking
Yeah.
attic, as far as I understood.
You go to a
But-
room and you just walk in a rectangle for 2
Well,
hours.
someone said it wasn't worth it because she's not there.
Yeah, that was my first objection.
Yeah.
I was like, she was supposed to be here.
Exactly. She's a no-show. We went by the Anne Frank house in that we took that little boat ride. We were in Amsterdam.
I hated Amsterdam. It smelled like
I loved
cow
it.
shit, and I didn't like it. I liked the Pringles they had there, but the pot was bad.
Wait, how are the Pringles different?
They were really yummy. They had some
Yeah.
weird
Flavors?
Yeah, some really.
It is weird when you go overseas and you're like, Bronzino, what the hell is this shit?
I know, but it's also
Flavors.
odd. We're like, we were going to go to the Anne Frank house. I didn't like that, but the Utz selection.
He took me on a boat through the canals.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It was very
They're
romantic.
beautiful.
I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't hate it. I just,
The water
I'd rather
smells.
be in Norway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Van Gogh Museum was pretty cool. I mean, it was
Did
cool.
you go in?
I went in.
Oh, you did?
I got into a huge fight with a worker there, though, because it was raining so damn, like, crazy hard. I was like, I bought Van Gogh socks in there because my socks were drenched, so I have these dumb Van Gogh socks now. But I'm with my girlfriend. We're like, calling an Uber because everything's taking forever, and we had just left, but we're in this little waiting area, and this guy's like, you gotta get out of here, man. And I was just like, oh, I'm sorry. Do you mind just giving us a second? Because we just went to the thing. I'm waiting for the car. It's raining. He was like, get out. And I was like, you can't give us like 3 minutes. And he goes, I'm calling. It's like a tiny little guy. He goes, I'm calling for help. And he brought another guy, and they like stood us down. I was like, this is fucking
Why?
power trip. But as
Dutch people are known to be rude.
they're known to be rude.
Who is?
I was rude
Dutch
too.
people.
I called him a midget on the way out, and I was like, you fucking midget. And he goes, bye bye. And then on the way out, outside the door, as I'm getting drenched, I go, you're so small, you're so small. And he goes like this. He goes, bye bye. He blew me a kiss. It was
I would be livid.
But
not my
don't you
best
want?
behavior.
Isn't that a murderously angry it can make you? Bye bye.
yeah, it pissed me off.
But that got him.
It is funny that like we are known to be rude Americans. So when you go overseas and like 'cause when I first got to London, I was with my girlfriend. We did the overnight flight, and it was. Now we're just going to sound like assholes because both these stories make us sound bad.
So far, I'm 1 for 1 on your side.
I'm on your side, too.
It's a red-eye flight, so we're a little out of it. But there's that, you go to Heathrow in London and you land and there's that long line. It gets just to the elevator and people are cutting. People are doing those annoying little like diagonal ways in.
Yep.
And we're starting to get annoyed because I'm like, we've been waiting, we're trying to be nice, but like people keep cutting. This lady tries to cut. My girlfriend boxes her out,
Good.
lets other people go ahead, and the woman goes, oh, that's nice. And when we get in the elevator, this is when she hits it with, she goes, bye-bye. And the door shut. She goes, oh, of course, an American, fuck you. The door shut. I'm like, we've been in Europe for literally 10 minutes and you made an enemy.
Good. She's totally right.
Unbelievable.
Totally right. The fucking asshole's trying to do that livery driver move that they do on the LIE and
I
cut
hate
in.
it. I hate it.
I hate it too.
It makes me crazy, but also, you also like, can we give it like a couple days before we make enemies? But
No, but you were right. I mean, that woman was trying to fucking cut you, and your girl was right. To do
Yeah.
that.
It is weird how shit like that will bring you closer together, though, because you're just laughing about it the second you're gone. But yeah, no, Europe was great. The gigs were great. We did like Dublin's amazing. Belfast was cool.
I did one night in Dublin. I went when we were dating. We were and I did 2 days in London.
Kind of dating.
And at that point, I was one somewhere else, at Birmingham, I think. I was kind of in and out real fast. Like I should have went for like 2 weeks. If I don't re-sign with
too.
radio, I'm actually going to go over there and do like a real thing. It sucks because you got to rush back all the time.
So you were in and out for like what, 10 days ish?
I did 2 weeks, but it sucked because the
Yeah.
first 4 days are in London, and I've been to London a bunch. But
Yeah.
then, we had like Paris, Belfast, Dublin, Amsterdam, and then all the Scandinavian went all over.
Which one was your favorite if you had to pick one?
Jeez. I wish I spent more time in Amsterdam. I really liked it. I really liked.
Did you go to the red light district just to see it?
I didn't really have an opportunity because we had 2 shows that night in Amsterdam, so that was my only night.
Who are you with?
I didn't bring anyone to that one.
Do you have a local go up?
Yeah, she was funny.
Okay,
actually.
great.
I was nervous as hell because she goes, "This is not my first language or stand up," and I'm like, "Fuck, all right." But then she actually did really well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just used locals. Some were better than others, but it's amazing how some of them are like, "Yeah, English is not like in."
Did you have a Norwegian comedian?
Yeah. God,
How
who was
were
in
they?
Norway? And most of them did well
Really
enough.
well?
There was like 1 or 2. I'm like, ooh.
Who helped you? Was Brang, I guess, is the promoter.
Yeah.
Did he help you with the openers?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you don't want to fly somebody. Did you fly business or first?
I don't. I was in first. I
For
think.
yeah. Fly
I'm gonna
first.
use the
Yeah.
restroom.
Okay, go ahead. She
Yeah.
pees.
I'm on hormones. They're diuretics.
Go pee.
Oh,
you
nice.
pee
No,
once
I'm
every
wor-
podcast.
You could have just peed. You didn't have to give me all that info.
Yeah, that's fine.
But,
Go ahead. Go pee.
you don't have to give me the reason.
Make sure you
for the
sit this
pee.
time, honey.
No, I do that too. I've been pounding coffee and yeah. I wish I was there longer. I did the same thing with Australia. I was just like in and out because
Yeah.
you know how it is when you're hitting the road. Sometimes you're just like, I just want to be home. They were trying to route Hawaii for me for Australia just to soften that flight, but I was just like, I mean, what's the point
Would you have done 1 or 2 days there?
in Hawaii?
Yeah.
No, they wanted me to like spend 5 days there, and I was just like, why?
Did you not want to do it?
I'll do it at some point, but the year I did it, I did like 80 or 90 cities, so I just want to be home.
Yeah, sometimes. I haven't been on the road like that in a long time. Again, with radio, it's hard. Like, you wind up
Yeah.
fucking just doing this thing where, all right, I got to get up. It's like having a real gig.
Yeah, and you're at the cellar like every night on top of that too.
Yeah, I do 2 a night at the cellar, but I'm getting,
Yeah.
not that I dislike radio, it's good money, but I'm getting kind of sick of it, like, with the schedule. Like, I miss going on the road once in a while and going, I'm going to stay a couple extra days here
Yeah.
and not have to rush back to do, like, a job, even though it's a fun job.
You almost, as a stand-up, you need that 9 to 5 type energy is just so bad. You want freedom.
Yeah,
You
total.
and even if, I mean, sometimes it's good, but just to change things up too, I get why comics will just, anytime I see a stand-up, not that it's the same as what you're doing, but like be in a writer's room too
Yeah.
long or something, I'm just like, shit, that's poison, you know?
Yeah, like, I'm lucky I get to hang with my friends. Like, you guys come on the show. Yesterday we had Voss and Colin. Like,
And you're talking current events in there a lot, so it's like,
Yeah.
that's fuel for bits, you know?
it makes your brain at least focus
Yeah.
on what's happening in the world. Even if I don't come up with something, it's like it's there because we get news prep stories. But it's the idea of a 9 to 5. It's been 20 years. October was 20 years.
It's crazy.
And I'm like, what am I,
But that's why you're quick. I mean, that's why you're good at that stuff, is because you've been doing it so long.
But getting up, like, left to my own devices, I don't know how you guys get to bed before 6 a.m. I don't know how you get up
Yeah, I
before
texted you
3.
the other night late, and I was shocked that you responded.
Yeah, I'm when I don't have to get up in the morning. The fact that I just did this and with my cab is very annoying. I just caught myself. That's hateable. Funny you should say that. But I don't like. I go right back into fucking comedian life, man. I
Yeah.
go to bed at like fucking 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
I know.
I'm up doing on the computer. And, welcome back, little lamb.
4 or 5 a.m. is like, I've had to get out of that too. I got out of that because it was just drilling on my apartment for like 2 years, and that made me call in earlier, and it kind of changed my life in a good way.
Yeah.
Because I was doing that too. You just when you're working the cellar at like 1 a.m. every night, at least when I started working there, it was like, oh my god, I'm not productive. You don't get productive shit done after 1 a.m.
No, you
eat
don't.
like shit.
Yep.
You sleep till noon.
Yes.
It's not good.
I write better at night though. Like a lot of times I'm creative.
He's up until 5 a.m., 6 a.m.
when I'm off the next day. Yeah.
Crazy hours. Like, I like to wake up at 2 p.m.
You wake up at 2 p.m.
Well, I would like to, but
gets
my
up with
sleep
me.
has been terrible since I met Jim. But I'm a nightingale. I like to
Yeah.
be up at night.
Yeah, she'll go to bed with me and kind of get
I
up
like
with
the
me.
peace of the city.
I agree with that.
It's
Sometimes I'll
very
just walk
nice.
around the city late. I'm like, this is fucking great.
I would prefer to do any
it's empty.
podcast at like 8, 9, because I'm cycled with the moon, and I'm not like astrology crazy.
You had me for the first part of that, though. I
Cycle
got weird
with
at the end.
But I'm like a real bird, and I feel like they kind of like
Are you,
synchronize.
you're like a real bird?
When you said nightingale, we picked up on
yeah,
that.
that would be
yeah.
a bird. Crow.
That was my name in World of
But
Warcraft.
I'm with you. Like, I would rather pod at night too. I mean, I hate that our pod. We have a drinking pod, and sometimes we
yeah.
have guests who are like, "Can you do 11 a.m.?" And we're like, "Oh fuck."
Right? Do you still drink if they drink with you at like 11?
No, we do. I mean, sometimes
Okay.
we don't drink on it,
Right.
but I mean, that's kind of the spirit of the pod is drinking. You
Yeah.
know? So when we do a night ones, I'm like pumped.
I prefer and I've told Jim, like, I wish
Yeah.
we could have done this at 8 or 9.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
harder
just in
to
a
get
different mood.
I agree with you. I would love to as well, but it's harder to get comments because you guys everyone's working.
No, but it's like a business meeting at like 3 or 4 p.m. It
No,
feels
we get
like,
it done.
No,
We get it
of
done.
course. But 9 p.m., my wings.
It's nice to be off at night, though, too. If you ever have a night off, I'm like, holy, it's amazing that most people just get nights off. Sometimes I'll just look at the Knicks schedule. I'm like, I'm not working that Tuesday. I'll just
Yeah.
watch a game like a normal person.
You celebrate Christmas.
No, I'm a Jewish.
Oh, they don't celebrate Christmas.
But I like Christmas.
Do you get gifts on Christmas?
I mean, I don't think I do. No, we do like Hanukkah.
Like if
but-
I sent you a Christmas gift, that would be like unsuitable.
No, of course not.
Yeah, send
but
us
you're-
some flowers.
No, but I mean, like,
Some daffodils.
since you're Jewish, I mean,
Yeah.
would that be a disrespect to your?
No. I
Send
don't
him a
care.
Bible. Read this. See the error of your ways.
Look what you did.
No.
Look at what you did.
Shame. A finger wagging.
No, I love Christmas. I love,
Wait, what
I
we
love
just-
Christmas movies. I love Christmas music. I love that time of year in New York.
yeah.
What were you just saying? There was something you said that made me think of something before we said that. Love.
That she's a
What?
bird.
No, it was after the hopefully be cut out of this podcast bird moment. What? No, it was before Christmas too.
At night, evenings.
Working at night, doing the podcast. It was like I thought something I wanted to. I can't remember. All right, it went away. Do you like the thoughts go? And I'm like, am I getting dementia, or is it just part of being constantly on
You're
social?
getting older regardless.
No, I know. I appreciate that. And there's always the words of encouragement from the wife. Well, it could be cancer.
Dementia is what I think about. I mean, because my mom ends every last phone call to me with like, the end of every call is, there was something I was supposed to tell you and I can't remember. I'm like, fuck, I don't like
You're
that.
adopted. Do you know what I hate too? And this is totally disconnected what I
Yeah.
thought before. When you're talking to a comedian, there's certain comedians that will do this thing. Like if we're talking, we'll just talk and have a good time.
Yeah.
But there's some comics that will do bits
Oh, God.
when they talk to you.
Yeah.
And I did witness Sam recently. I won't say any names, but I did within the last month or two.
I was receiving a bit from someone and I knew it and I was kind of just like, just say you want to run a bit. Don't sneak it into the convo. That's
It's
tougher.
So I'm self-conscious.
On the show?
No,
it's
just
we were
talking.
just hanging out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And,
like
and you
episode?
called him on it, which was even funnier. But because you were like, "Oh, are you running bits?" Like you kind of said it playfully, but I was kind of like, "Oh God!" Like, yeah, I was kind of trapped. Some people do that with you a lot, right?
Yeah, I mean, they've tried, but
Yeah.
I'll just I can't fake it. But I've gotten caught where I'm like, oh yeah, cool.
Yeah.
If it's like someone I knew, I would say something. Like, I mean, I know that person, but if it's somebody I'm like really like, no, wouldn't be really mad at me for it.
Yeah.
Don't you guys as comedians don't just get tired of going to clubs and hearing materials? Like, oh, I've heard that already.
No, because sometimes, Jim's someone who's great with topical stuff. So I'm pumped when I follow you or Colin and it's like a really good current events take because I'm like, oh shit, my brain went a totally different way. But when they sneak it in, just hey, have you heard this angle? That's great. I don't care
Sure.
about that. But when you sneak in a conversation, this guy was doing like a voice, and I was just like, what are you're doing a voice for the character?
Yeah.
I would never have the confidence in my acting ability
Never.
to be like, and then this person said like, oh, I went over
I
there,
want to know what you're doing, and I said,
and I was just kind of like, it's like your body tightens up a little bit.
yeah. And I know what I was going to say a minute ago too, because you talked about days off and stuff and taking time off.
Yeah.
I go out every other weekend because I like to hang with Nikki. I'll do the cellar on the weekends.
Please go away more.
Come back, and just because my little flower. My
If he
little
doesn't
bird.
sign his radio contract, chances are he's going to be on the road a lot more.
Probably, yeah.
Peace.
But I will book every other weekend. I'm so fucking mad. I booked next weekend away. I don't know when people are actually seeing this, but the Tyson Friday, John Jones Stipe on Saturday. Like
Oh, wow.
sometimes I'll book my gigs on huge fight nights, and it's just I'm so goddamn mad at myself. Like I like a night off once in a while to watch something like that.
That was kind of an issue with the World Series, and then with like big playoff games with the Knicks. Like Esty would kind of be like, "What are your avails?" I'm like, "I don't know yet. I can't commit yet. I want to know what they're not releasing the schedule." But then she's such a big Yankees fan, she kind of gets
it, yeah.
which is cool. But I'd forget, and I would just I want to watch those Yankees games. Now I wish I didn't, but shit.
I watched a little bit. I stopped watching team sports, and my life is so much better. Like so much less stress because I would get
I've
so
never really
angry.
seen you watch sports though.
Just MMA because since I've known you, I've pretty much just been watching UFC. But I used to watch baseball, basketball, football. But I don't get emotionally
I
angry
hate
at the
all of
guys
that.
in UFC.
I grew up with horses.
Yeah. You just watch horses.
No, my mom have horses.
There's team sports in Norway though.
Oh yeah,
Where,
she
like,
used to
rugby and
ride
stuff?
horses, and I used to ride horses, and she has a farm.
But isn't Norway have good soccer too?
Yes,
Yeah.
Erling Haaland.
But you're just into horses.
No, I don't like them anymore.
No,
know,
we
like-
went to the track with her stepfather and her mother, and it was
Wow.
I hate horses.
yeah,
I'm not a horse girl. Well,
So you hate, but you like the track though?
no, I got disqualified because I was pushing the horse.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was going crazy.
It's
But
not a good
I
story.
like to go really fast, and it was a pony, so I, like, whipped it.
I kind of like going to the horse track.
It was interesting.
It's kinda
Well,
fun.
I want to go to the Kentucky Derby with the hat.
Oh yeah.
That's
I've been there, and I did something for the Tonight Show there years ago. I got to interview all like the jockeys. It was okay. It was more fun than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I annoyed Tom Brady at a party. I annoyed Brett.
Really?
No, Tom. I got Tom Brady
How do you know him?
to interview him, and I took a picture, and I had a football with me because I knew he was going to be there. So I got him.
But
and
he's super nice, right?
him and oh my God, I'm so embarrassed that I cannot remember the name. This is where my memory is going. The Jets quarterback.
Pennington?
No, the Jets quarterback.
Oh, Sanchez.
No.
Oh, the current quarterback?
Yes.
Oh, Aaron Rodgers.
It was Aaron Rodgers and
I was thinking
Tom
like an
Brady.
old-
I got
yeah.
to sign. I got them to sign the same ball, but I annoyed them both so much. They probably thought I was going to sell it, and I did. I still have it, but I just went there like I pulled a football out like a fucking. Like a special needs kid, handed it to the guy, fucking 44 years old.
But that's kind of a cool football to have now.
It is, yeah, but it's getting deflated, and Tom didn't give me the great signature. But, you know,
Yeah,
I don't blame him. He was kind of annoyed.
Yeah.
He was trying to hang out with his teammates, and this little jerk off was trying to...
You roll up with a camera and you just say, "Hey, sign
Yeah,
this."
this little garden gnome.
Yeah, he wouldn't...
Sign.
He wouldn't do the picture. He did the picture. He wouldn't do the interview. So then I asked him for a picture and to sign that, and he did it just to get rid
That's
of
very
me.
sweet.
Well, it's not really the sweetest story, no.
But that's like a celeb spot. Like F1 is a new one, like, you know, or but Kentucky Derby I've done Keeneland in Lexington, Kentucky. That's pretty fun.
What is
Oh,
that?
so you like horses?
I mean, I like the energy. I like that everyone there looks like a villain in Django Unchained, and they're drinking their mint julep, and it's
You
funny.
said hero wrong.
I've heard that these people in horse community are very perverts.
Are they?
Oh yeah, a lot of sex.
As opposed to the rest of the
Yeah,
community.
Just dirty sex.
The horse fans.
The horse community.
I never heard that.
You get a lot
I've
of
heard
DMs
that.
from dudes and seersuckers.
Yeah, that's true, because I know what it is.
Cut.
Oh,
Snapchat just feels like it's there for
we'll cut-
cheaters and pervs, right? Snapchat
Yes.
is like a pervy.
No, but Snapchat is actually the #1 most social media used in Norway.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like WhatsApp is like...
in America, I think it's mostly dudes cheating on their wives.
Yeah, or like...
Yeah.
But in Norway, a lot of people use Snapchat. I don't know why.
or guys sending dick pictures.
Right.
Which I never liked Snapchat because I'm such a what's the word? I keep everything. I'm like a guy who hoarder with stuff like that.
Pictures.
So I would always want to jerk off to them later. So I always hated Snapchat because they'd get deleted, and I'm glad because guys didn't realize you could
And
save
if you
them.
take a screenshot, it gets notified.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Draymond Green's dick got...
Who's that?
He plays for the Warriors.
Wow.
His dick got...
Oh, he's an NBA guy.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
it's probably impressive. There's no way an NBA guy is 6.
No, a lot of those guys have really terrible dicks.
In the
yeah,
NBA?
like the bulkier and the big... Oh, basketball?
Yeah. What do you think I meant?
No, I thought you meant soccer. Or football, I mean. Football. American football. These rugby men, they don't have big. Usually not big.
They got like beaten up dicks.
Yeah, kind of.
A lot
Like
of elbows.
chewed up. Yeah.
Chewed up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah, they
or
can
like
also-
small because of all the... and they're so big that
Yeah.
they outbody their dick.
Where do you find all these rugby dicks?
I just know.
How? It's like
Well,
Reddit?
I just know. I don't know. I never met a rugby man actually, but I just
You're theorizing.
I have great intuition too.
You're like a superhero.
Yeah. Yes. She's like a psychic.
I'm a
You're a bird
Narcissist.
creature. A fucking-
Yes, a bird and a psychic for rugby player dicks. The tall transgender girl with the pearls. Yeah, she just makes. This is what I deal with though. So she just say something like that, like it's a statement of fact.
I
Yeah.
wanted to dress estate-ish. That's why I'm wearing the pearls.
Oh,
and I
like-
wouldn't usually wear
Because it was
these
election day.
flowers.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's
You dressed up to not vote. It's very nice. I
Thank
don't
you.
know. So you think people should dress up to vote? How about like on flights? Can people?
Oh my God.
Oh,
I
no,
literally, every
Really?
single time I'm at the airport, and I don't dress like, of course I can wear a pair of sweats, but it's like the terrible sweats.
Like
the,
good sweats you gotta
yeah,
wear. Like
exactly.
sleek you
yeah,
want.
or shorts, or if you ever dare to even wear an open shoe, I will judge it. Of course I'm going to judge it. If I see that on a flight, of course I'm going to judge your
I
character.
don't want to see a dude's toenails.
I don't
want
want to see any socks or bare
Yeah.
feet or legs on a flight. I don't care. I just don't.
I wear
It's-
sweats.
It's rude to everyone around you.
I wear sweats with
It's
no
offensive.
underwear. I actually go into the bathroom and take my underwear off because I like a comfy flight. It's much more.
Do you? Oh, I thought you were kidding. You really do?
No.
Yes.
There was one time, and I've told this on the air, but there was one guy, because I always fly without underwear. You remember that time I was on the flight and that woman cut us, and so we snapped at each other?
Yes.
And then her husband
Oh my
said
God, it was
something
so
to me, and I
uncomfortable.
got right back. I was very confrontational with him back. And I'm like, me and this guy are probably going to fight off the flight. So when we landed, I ran into the bathroom to put my underwear on because I really thought I don't want to get get my ass kicked in the airport or fight and have my pants slide off and have my dick and balls flop out. I'm like, that would be so humiliating. But it's funny how you run all these.
It's so not a bad. Like I'll fuck you up, but like let me
Let me put
I'll
on
be
my
right
undershorts,
back.
sir. Yes,
I'll be right
I don't need
back.
my genitals
I
flopping
been there
was
for a while.
literally
Yes.
scared.
Yeah, when
it
you
was
beat me at the
terrible.
baggage claim, I don't need my genitals.
And it just went away. The fight.
I
stopped?
told him, you gotta apologize. She
No.
was there with her man and her kids.
Here's
Was
what
he a
happened.
big dude?
No, I didn't care. I was
Not
just scared
really.
of him. I was so annoyed. We were getting on the flight, and a woman. This was LAX first flight out. Nikki and I were ready to go on, and this woman did that thing you're talking about, where she just walks in front of me with her kid, and it was so blatantly rude.
Yeah.
I was like, ugh. Like it was so fucking rude. And she goes, do you want to get on first? And I went, yes, I do.
And you did?
And she let me on, and she goes, have a nice flight. And I went, thank you. I didn't want to curse, but she was wrong. And I go on the plane, and I didn't pay attention, and I'm sitting there, and I'm standing up, and this guy
she was
gets
sitting,
on.
like, right next
She
to
was
us.
sitting. We were in first,
And it's
she was
John Jones
sitting
next
by-
to it.
Yeah, and I'm like, I can't believe this bitch wife of mine made me yell at your wife. No, she was sitting like 6 rows
Yeah.
back. I didn't know, but this guy gets on, and he's looking at me, and he goes, you looking at something? And I go, no, are you looking at something? I was so fucking annoyed.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even connect him with her. I didn't know. I figured he was some fucking do-gooder that saw what happened, and he called me an asshole. I called him a jerk off or something like that. It got
Wow.
aggressive, and then he just walked away. I was livid, and I'm not a fucking tough guy at all, but I was like, fuck you. I was so physically.
They get you on the wrong day.
I was really angry.
It's also like when he does Ubers, and just today even, because we're going down here, and he's like, oh, can't you take right? And he's like, oh, no, I followed the Uber maps, and you're just like,
I can't help it. It comes out. But
it
this guy
always comes out.
This guy
It's so uncomfortable.
made me so angry. And
Well, you said
I
said
saw
sorry.
the woman. No, I said
told
to
you to
her,
say sorry.
You did. The woman, Nikki goes, you should apologize to that woman. I'm like, fucking never.
Yeah.
Never. Not even if it would save
to the
her
grave.
life.
I'm with you.
But she said she's with her daughter. And I didn't realize she was with her kid. So I went to the bathroom, and I saw she was sitting with this girl who was like 13 or 14. And I was like, I didn't see the guy with them at all. I didn't know if he was even in first. And I was like, fuck this, man. Like, I don't want the daughter to feel like her mom got into a thing with some. So I
I
wasn't.
told Jim to be a man.
I wasn't sure if it was and I told you not to. So I went to the, the woman. I'm like, did we just have a confrontation? And she goes, yes. And I go, I'm really sorry. I'm like, I was out of line. That wasn't nice of me. I should have handled that. I'm an adult. I should have handled it a lot better.
Yeah.
And she goes, nah, I shouldn't have cut. I'm sorry. You know.
Wow.
But she said she was sorry. I go, yeah, but then that's when I said, like, no.
That's
but-
why America's going to be all right.
I said, I'm an adult and I
Yes.
should have handled that better. I
Agreed.
wanted her daughter to know it was okay. I felt like I didn't want the kid to fucking, you know what I mean? Like have a bad
You guys
flight
were
with
both
her mom.
wrong.
Yeah, but I when I saw the kid was there, I was like, you got to fix this.
Dude, Gary Veter and I will travel pretty much everywhere together. He's one of my oldest friends in comedy. We're still really
Yeah, he's
tight,
funny.
obviously. I love him. But we do a gig, Gary and I, and then we're leaving Columbus, Ohio. And this woman is just awful. We're in line. She's the worst. She's chewing out this TSA woman for no reason. She's just like, she's got her kids with her too. But she's awful. She's like, God, you're an idiot. You don't even know how to do your job. It was one of those like clear things. She's like, God, you're so stupid.
Yeah,
You're just so stupid. And I'm looking at Gary like, do we do something? This is insane. She's just yelling at her. So finally, like, you know, we're like, hey, like enough. I just said enough to her. And she looked at us like, what? Who the fuck are you? And we went over there and we just started trashing her. And I could tell this woman was like so thankful we showed up, this TSA woman. And Gary goes, lady, shut up, you're a nobody. And, in front of her kids. And she looks at Gary and she goes, well, you're short. and then Gary goes, you should see me with my shirt off. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? We had her. What are you doing?
That's not a good comeback.
She was on the ropes. We're professional comedians. And but we zinged her a few times before that. And when we got through security, I'm like, did you just say you should see? I'm like, I know you work out, but that's not like a good, like you're a witty guy. And he's like, I know, I fucked up. But that was like coffee. We were up. It's amazing how people being rude in public, we are like, you know, the one thing comedians should be is socially aware.
Yeah.
Because we were on a flight coming back, Gary and I come back from Miami once, and it was one of those like, our own fault for booking. I booked Miami Improv in like July. I'm like, oh, fucking hurricane season. Of course, maybe it was August, whatever. But delayed 5 hours. Then we're circling for 2 hours, and then we have to land in Virginia. They're like, oh, we're out of fuel, and I'm like, oh, what?
Wait, where were you going? From where to where?
Miami back to New York, and miserable. This woman is not shutting up on the flight. She's just like one of those people that's like clearly pissed drunk. She's had like 7 drinks on the flight. Older lady. She's just like, they're not coming again. We don't know what's happening. But everyone on the plane's like, we're all losing our mind.
How is she talking on the phone on the plane?
Because we landed in Virginia, but we've been, you know, on the ground now for like 45 minutes, and she's just screaming, and she's been screaming the whole flight, like one of those loud when everyone's already tense. Because we were circling for a while.
Were you nervous or just annoyed?
Annoyed.
Yeah.
But she's just yelling, and she's like, So I decided, we were like, fuck it, let's just rent a car in Virginia. We'll drive back. It was like 4 or 5 hours, but we're like, it's gonna cut the stress. So as we're getting off, I go, excuse me, miss, you're very loud on the phone. And everyone at plane looked at me, and they were like, oh, because I was leaving. I didn't have to deal with her shit. And she goes, I'm sorry. And everyone just looked at me like, thank you so much.
But it's
like,
funny
that's
that
my
she
gift
goes,
for leave. I wouldn't have done it if I wouldn't have the balls to do it if I stayed.
You had to get back on the plane?
No. Oh my God. But I left, and
she said she was sorry?
Yeah, she was. Some people just aren't aware.
Yeah. And
so
then
I should have been there.
She was older, but she was awful. She was pissed drunk.
But sometimes it is weird when you call a person out like that, and they go, "Oh, I didn't realize," and you're like, "Oh, okay, they're just a person. Like they fucked up.
I
like
know.
they're not."
A lot of people don't
bad.
do that. So good.
But the
for
other
her,
woman,
I
the
guess.
Columbus woman, was dog shit.
That's different.
And it's funny that you said you made things right because I'm like, I didn't even think about the kids. I should have.
I wouldn't. No, but there's a difference.
She was yelling at
she
this
was being
woman.
awful.
Yeah.
I didn't see the kid with her. I just wasn't paying attention. I was.
Well, it's kind of like it's a family. They're probably going somewhere. You don't want to ruin their
You're
trip,
right.
and because the reality is they're going to be extremely uncomfortable.
It was the kid. I didn't want.
Everyone's uncomfortable, but like you and her, who's keeping it going.
I didn't want the kid. Like when a kid sees their parent have a moment of like that, like I just didn't want the kid to have
It's
to. So I wanted to
embarrassing.
like
It's
be humble and go like,
The
hey,
kids
I'm
look
so,
miserable.
I was
with
wrong.
Us.
Yeah.
The kids look like they knew their mom.
Oh, they were
'cause
held hostage.
They were held hostage. This woman sucked.
Yeah.
I also just like that's a tough job. Just you're sitting dealing with assholes all day, and she was just such a. And the woman was nice. She was clearly like grateful we were trashing this woman.
But back on the plane to the woman who was talking, why wouldn't the flight attendants just tell her to shut up?
Because I think they don't want to deal with that stuff ever. I think
Are
they're just
you
like,
And she
allowed to
technically
talk
wasn't doing much wrong. She was probably because you're allowed to be on the phone when you land like that.
Okay.
And she probably wasn't mean. They probably knew she's just loud. Like she's not yelling. She's
She
just.
was, she was loud as hell, though. It is crazy. It is weird when you see those videos that just go viral. Like that woman who went viral for just having a meltdown and leaving the flight, and she's like a popular person now.
The one who thinks that got abducted by aliens.
So
or
she
something.
saw someone in the back or something,
Yes.
an alien. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
had like a bit of a meltdown.
And then she's like posting political tweets. I'm like, I don't know if you're the voice of reason you think you are, but
a lot of people listen.
Yeah,
Orc
I guess.
2024.
I mean that it's amazing how people just become famous now.
I've apologized to 2 TSA agents over in different times where I snapped.
remember one
And there was
time.
one at we were going JetBlue out of JFK, and the woman was being a little shitty, but I snapped at her. I came back. I went, hey, and she was like, what? I'm like, hey, I'm really sorry. I was just, and she goes, oh, that's okay, honey. Like, people, when you apologize or when you wave when you cut somebody off. Remember where were we going? Where I might have been with I might have been with Erica Rhodes. We were doing a gig, and I cut someone off brutally. And I'm like, if they had a gun, they would have shot me. And they drove up, and I was like, sorry. And there's immediately wave back, and that's it. The apology is a weird thing. Like
Yeah.
it lets all the air out of the balloon. So
Yeah.
sometimes it's good to do so. It takes my anger away too.
And you don't know what day they're having too. That might have been the breaking point.
Yeah.
That might have been it, but
Like maybe they're like someone died or something.
Yeah, like it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a nice day.
she's like, hold on, let me handle this. There was a death.
Yeah, like 9/11 never would have happened, but some guy flipped off Muhammad Atta at exit 135. He's like, I've had enough of these people. But I wind up feeling bad about it, and I carry so much fucking anger about it. I'm like, I can't do it because I'm too mad. So I got.
But you're also a public person. Like, you never know who's going to recognize you regardless. I wouldn't even dare to do that if I was in your shoes.
Yeah,
I
that's
would be low profile, complete all the time. Well, I would try.
It is funny that escapes me because I just kind of knew that's like the last few years just for me.
Yeah.
But I was in Athens, Greece with my girlfriend, and I was just like acting like a dumbass. I was just like being like just being an idiot at some coffee shop, and she's like, "You idiot, people!" I'm like, in Greece, no one's gonna recognize me. And right as I'm being like peak, just dipshit, some guy's like, "Oh, I really like your stuff, man." She's like, "You're acting like a moron in public, and this is how people recognize you." I was like, "Yeah, I'm a fucking idiot."
It's embarrassing. What were you doing?
I was just acting like a dipshit. I was just like making dumb noises. I was just like hungover and being an idiot, and I was just like ruining the day. I don't know.
That's nice though. I like that. Once in a while, it's good to just flying saucer.
Shit like that. I was just making like fucking bad noises.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Every once in a while, you gotta be a dipshit.
Yeah.
And also, it's like I'm not a senator. I can act like an idiot. No one's gonna be like, "Oh, that guy, I used to respect that guy."
Yeah, that comedian's making a fool of himself. What's he doing? So, yeah. Oh, man, I'm so happy you were able to come. I think you're so funny, man. I'm such a fan of your stuff. Like, I know and as comedians, we hate, like, it's always awkward when we get complimented. Like, an audience member, you're like, thank you. But another comic
Well,
was like,
I'm not a comedian. I think you're very funny.
Oh, thank you. I think you guys are hilarious together too. I think this could blow up.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Yeah, in more ways than one. I can see this.
One way
with
or
views?
another.
No, with two attorneys. Yeah, but yeah,
No.
I know.
No,
See
you
how
guys
literal
are
she
good.
is? All
We
of a sudden
love
she's-
each other.
Yes, we do. I love
This
Nikki.
is
No,
my
I know. I get their jokes.
husband.
Yeah, but it's that's how literal my wife is. Like that's
Yeah.
right there. Like I'm like, yeah, we're gonna get the lawyers. No, we're not. I'm like, no, I know. We just we're having
You should
fun.
get married.
I might. Yeah.
You really
Your
want
girl
to?
is beautiful.
Someday. Yeah, she's cool.
I love her.
When did
I
you
mean,
meet her?
she's
I've seen a picture.
Oh, okay. Cool.
and I've known her like just through life, and she's a very nice
Very
person.
pretty.
Yeah,
she's
she's
really
very cool.
funny and fucking. She gets it. Like you know what I mean? She's great.
Very cool.
So when you meet someone like who you connect with like that, it's like. It's not that often. Like, you know what I mean? With somebody who's like personality you respect as much as the other stuff, it's nice.
I've realized the types of people I've been with because she had a nightmare and woke up and I was like, "Oh my God, are you okay? I'm so sorry." And she was like, "It's not your fault." And I was like, "Oh shit."
I've been with some codependency.
I've been with some fucking people who are like, just like wake up angry at you. Night
How did
terrors.
you
and
ask
then-
her out? Were you shy?
I was DMing with her
Oh,
a little
friends,
bit.
okay.
And then she was kind of flirtatious and then it kind of just
Go grab some
went from
food
there.
or whatever. Yeah, okay.
That's
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's always that leap is so awkward.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I mean, who cares? If they say no, they say no, you know?
I know. That's what a good-looking guy thinks.
Yeah.
For me, it's like life and death every time. I'm like, I blink a lot. I got
You
one
just
shot
have
at
to
this.
open your wallet.
Yeah, that's very true. But you have to.
Well, you know
say
what's weird is like now, everyone now, like my generation at least, is very much aggressive in every part of life except relationships.
That's right.
Like everything, like every email, like following up with this email, you know, or just you know, subscribe to my whatever, you know. But then with relationships, they're very hands off. I think post Me Too.
That's a good point. And it's also so many people, you know, it's like I say a lot of times, you know, we're in a social media age. And but I think people are communicating so much through screens that interpersonal things are weird, so they don't know how to act sometimes.
Well, it's a different world now.
Yeah.
People are not going to meet the way they did
Yeah.
as much.
I mean,
Unless they
if
wear
you're
like a
single
fedora.
person, you could put a fedora. Yeah. Is that just attracts people? The
well, I
fedora?
was thinking like old.
Oh.
Welcome to my relationship.
Like an older gentleman.
Yeah, but if you're like- if
Tony,
Tony who? I'd like to hear this. Tony
the guy
who?
who sings.
Bennett?
No,
No,
the
he's dead.
Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Tony Bennett would have been good too.
He's
But
dead.
They
Both dead.
passed on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Never enjoyed Tony Bennett.
Yeah, he wasn't like my go-to. I got that he was good.
His voice annoyed me. It
Yeah.
was like
But he could sing, though.
I can listen to him for 30 seconds. I'm like, oh, this is
The Lady Gaga friendship.
He hates this song.
And I like both of them. I mean, I respect him, but I like her. But the song,
Lady is a tramp.
but he would just go. He laughs in the song, like she says something like, I'm so gorgeous, and he's like, and the laugh, you can never unhear it. It's so fake. It drives me fucking crazy. I hate this laugh so much. He does it a couple of times. She'll go like she does like a little voice, and he'll go, just listen to it.
That type of showmanship from like back in the day is it can be cringe.
Yeah.
But I mean, you listen to some of those little Sinatra tapes, and you're like, holy shit, that joke's fucking racist.
Yeah.
They're just using Sammy Davis as a punching
Yeah.
bag for like racist jokes. But
Do you ever watch the old Tonight shows? I was watching Rodney on the Tonight Show.
Oh my god!
And
he's a tank.
He what's that?
He was a tank.
A tank, man.
loved
Joke. A fucking machine. And he had a weird, like, he didn't have many personal moments, but there was cooler where he brought this for Carson. Carson had some of his old headshots, and Rodney brought a picture of his dad when he was young with Chaplin. Which was such a fucking cool moment. He's like, yeah, my father was 20 and Chaplin was 23. And it was just like these two old guys in youth. And you forget, I guess Rodney had a whole life outside of just being this. But I've never seen Rodney in any other capacity other than this.
There's this German commercial where a family is eating Chinese food, and then they turn Chinese.
I don't know how those two are connected at all.
No, not at all. This is again.
How's that? That's a weird commercial.
Yes.
They just
but
turned
it was
Chinese?
funny.
Yeah, that is pretty funny. Is that America, that'd be considered racist.
Oh
I
my
guess.
God, it would not go. But it's just, as we end, we have to end. We're over. But I would say this: the way we like to end.
Sam Morril.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we love it.
pleasure.
We never tell people who our guests are. So this is going to be. I'm going to put this at the beginning of the podcast, and you'll also see it at the end. Wow, we are in a great mood today. We are joined by a guy I really love and respect, Sam Morril.
Sam Morril.
This is at the end of the podcast, so you're going to see it again. And the last thing we like to do when we end the podcast, we like to ask our guest, who are the top 5 public figures you'd like to assassinate?
Assassinate. Wow.
I'm kidding.
Do people actually answer?
No, I was joking. I never said that.
Shit.
I was just thinking,
Let me be a good guest.
What's an awful, like, you know, some people ask you questions just to get themselves clips.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, what racist stuff do you think is true? All right, great. So you can put it on Instagram and get my life ruined? Fucking
Sit
asshole.
down. So you got molested, right?
Yeah. All right, Sam, you're great.
thank
And
you.
it's Bodega Cat Whiskey.
Yeah. And see me I'm doing a whole new tour in February. So like I'm hitting every city. So just go to my website. I'll be there.
And we'll put the link in the bio. Believe me, you're going to be happy
I
we
love
did.
Sam Morril.
Yes, thanks, buddy.
I love you guys. Thank you.